Let's bring in Kelly Woodley. She's the property manager over at the Orchard Mall. Thanks for being with us today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
So it seems like things are getting a little bit better from the last time we spoke because I believe even at that time the gyms weren't reopened.
hmm Right. It's been a long road, a long 6 months, but we're excited that our gyms and our other fitness operators are getting back at it this week.
So, Kelly, one of the things I like about Orchard Mall, there's a little bit of everything in that mall. So, it's not even so much your typical mall like you think Somerset. You have the fitness centers, you have, some service industries as well. So, give us a rundown for people that aren't familiar with the stores that are in the mall. What type of services can people expect when they go there, and how are things going for them?
Sure. We like to think that is what sets us apart. We're a smaller neighborhood shopping center. We like to think we have everything you need and want under one roof. So we have a lot of fitness users. We have or businesses. We have Planet Fitness, which opened back up just last week. True Martial Arts, Fuse 45 is a boutique fitness center. They've been holding classes outside over the past couple of months, so that's been very cool. Yoga, plenty of fitness to go around. We have two salons in the Orchard Mall. They've been doing a great job at enforcing the use of masks and temperature checks and making sure that everyone's safe to come back to their normal beauty regimens as people are ready. And then we have a long lineup of sole proprietor business retailers that have been in the mall for a very long time. We have women's clothing stores, Guys and Gals Boutique, Eleganza Boutique, Sally's Design. We have Tappers, Diamonds and Fine Jewelry, who's also been in the mall for 20 years with beautiful luxury brands in their store. And then we have a couple of restaurants, the Jagged Fork and Shangri-La, who they're open, they're doing outside seating, curbside pickup, delivery, a little bit of everything at Orchard Mall, and we're thrilled. It's been a hard time for all of them, but I think every time we talk, I have to brag about just how proud we are as the property manager and owners of the mall that they've all adapted to a really difficult time very well, and it's so impressive to see them change their business models and just continue to connect with our community and be there for their customers. So we're trying to support them in every way that we can, and to see businesses picking back up again, it's very encouraging.
Kelly Woodley with us. She's the property manager at the Orchard Mall. Also today, our Facebook partner on this edition of the Oakland County MegaCast. So Kelly, with all that innovation being in place to keep these businesses open and functioning under the circumstances of our times, they've been open, they've been staying open. Things are getting a little bit busier and starting to trend a little bit back towards some semblance of normalcy in the business community. Are any of these businesses now looking for more people to join as workers and employees?
I have seen that. I've seen a couple of signs up. I know Planet Fitness, they were closed for so long that they did end up losing a couple of their employees there. So I think they were hiring. Toyology is hiring. I have to imagine both of the restaurants could use more help. It's been a tiring time, and yeah, I think you would find there are jobs available if people are interested. I would encourage you to reach out and check out their websites.
The weather's been great for getting out, and with the setup that you guys have there at Orchard Mall, you can walk around outside and then go inside. So it's not necessarily like a normal, typical mall that one would expect. But are you concerned at all going into the winter months that foot traffic may decrease? And so for the businesses, is there anything that they're talking about to try to address that?
I think, like everyone, we are concerned. The winter months are going to be different in this pandemic, and I think what we're doing is trying to prepare ahead of time and focusing on health and safety, and we're enforcing the masks and keeping up with our cleaning. We want to provide that warm, safe environment so that people can come in. We do still have our mall walkers coming in, and our retailers have done a really great job of putting the health and safety protocols in place so that we can continue to be a safe place to be for those that are comfortable, and to make up for any lost foot traffic. That's part of what I think they've all done such a wonderful job is they've ramped up their online presence, and they're connecting with their customers and clients through all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. They're even having virtual shopping appointments, which I think is very cool, and I think it's a sign of the times, and I think they'll do okay. It's going to be tough, and I would encourage people to find ways to continue to shop local and to support us. We want to see everyone that's ready to come back, but I think we'll find a way through.
What's the virtual shopping experience like?
Each store is doing it a little bit different. Some of them you can set up an appointment, and say Julie from Guys and Gals, for one, I know she's doing that, and she has her customers FaceTime with her, and she's literally outfitting them from top to bottom. And some of our wardrobe has changed because we're not going out as much, and so I think she's even carrying more sweats and comfortable clothes, and some of us just dress from the top up these days to be on Zoom, and they're adapting to that. And Julie will walk her customers through anything they want to see and package it up and send it right to them.
I like that service. I might have to check that out.
Yeah.
Kelly Woodley with us. She's the property manager at Orchard Mall here in West Bloomfield. We've talked about this with so many other businesses. Have there been some positives for some of the businesses in Orchard Mall that they had to adapt to and may carry forward once we're out of the pandemic?
I think so. I think, obviously everything online has been coming for years. And some of us may not have been ready, or may have been too busy, or didn't have time to implement a website or an online presence. And unfortunately and fortunately, the pandemic really forced us all to do that, and to do that quickly, and it was almost, rip off the Band-Aid and make it happen. And I think as much anxiety that comes with that, it's really benefited all of our retailers that have done that. And Premier Pet Supply, I know, put in delivery services during the pandemic, and those guys are busy, and I don't know if they would have been ready to do that if it weren't for the pandemic. So, and I think it's helped them. So sure, I think there are some positives that have come out of this, definitely.
That's our favorite pet store as well. They are great over there. So when you're going forward, what do you think is going to be the outcome for some of these businesses? Because prior to COVID, like you said, people are doing so much shopping online. Brick and mortar stores were already struggling a little bit. Are you seeing some of them closing for good, or is there a bigger concern that that's going to happen? Maybe they've made it this far, but if things don't pick up, they may not make it the next 6 months.
Yeah, I think that's always a concern, and I think I would be lying if I said we haven't been worried about retail for many years. But I think what you'll find at Orchard Mall is we have these long-standing business owners that are passionate, and they love their businesses, and they're tenacious, and they're not going anywhere. And I think, it's their grit, and it's their drive to do well, and their bond with their customers that keeps them going. And so, yes, we're all concerned in the retail real estate industry, but we have a really great group at Orchard Mall, and they're strong, and they'll be there. I'm confident.
I'm curious to know how things are going at the fitness centers and the smaller gyms over there now that they're able to be back indoors. Did they see a return of customers, or are people still kind of afraid to go to a class or to a gym that's inside?
I think you have people at all areas of the spectrum, and I think that actually helps to create some balance. If everyone rushed back, I don't know that that would be a good thing. And if no one came back, that would be a terrible thing. So those that are, not concerned about coming back or willing to put on a mask and come in, they're there, and it's good. I think we have a good balance right now, and I think that's sort of a smart step, and we'll just see how it gradually picks up over time. But it's been a good start so far.
So there's been so much discussion and controversy surrounding the mask mandate. Any issues with anyone over there or any of your tenants at Orchard Mall that they've been having with the public, or have people been pretty respectful and following the rules?
We've been pretty lucky so far. I mean, there are people that you have to remind to please put it on, and then there are those that you have to tell them how to wear it the appropriate way. But for the most part, I think people have been conscientious and courteous. You know, the mask isn't just for you, it's for everyone else. And that's what I try to keep in mind and remind my friends is you may feel healthy, but there's someone else that isn't. And so we like to try to push the respect for others, and it's been okay.
So I know so many of the stores, especially the smaller stores that maybe their owners weren't so socially media savvy, have had to really learn and adapt. How is that going? Is that been a good way for them to connect? Because sometimes if you don't know how to use social media, it can do harm to your business as well.
Sure, sure. You know, I'm happy to see them taking that leap and bringing that to their business. I think it's necessary in this day and age. There are certainly errors that can be made. We have someone that runs our social media for Orchard Mall. It's Doug Cohen at Frameable Faces, and he has his own social media business, and so we lean on him quite a bit. We encourage our retailers to reach out to him. We have a PR specialist that we work with too. So we try to give as much guidance as we can, and I think it's there for them, and we encourage that, and it's been beneficial so far. It's been going really well.
Kelly, I think you guys should do a series of TikTok videos.
Oh gosh, I did a ton of those with my kids. I have twin 14-year-olds at home, and when we were first spending a lot of time in the house, that was our activity. And it's fun, but I don't know that we need to see that at Orchard Mall.
Yeah, like maybe for the upcoming Halloween season, you can get the dogs involved, the
Yeah,
different
that would be
businesses.
fun. That would be fun. We are going to partner with the West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce on a virtual event that they're putting on. So maybe we'll throw a couple of TikTok videos into that series. I'll
Yeah.
have to talk to Dave Scott and see if that's allowed.
Yeah, Ronnie will join as a in her turkey in her turkey costume. So.
Her turkey costume, right?
Tyler was making fun of me because I was upset the turkey trot has been virtual this year, but I do it every year in my turkey costume.
I know, I heard that.
So
I think you should wear it.
maybe we'll go over to the mall and, we'll get a
Sure.
costume for the dog. Go over to the pet supply place and do a
Hey,
do
your new
a
dog can be turkeys together.
we'll do some TikToks. But really, it's hard because social media is so different. There are so many platforms. I have a hard time keeping up on some of the new ones and with the young kids too. So trying to educate some of the owners that had no social media experience to understand that Facebook is different than Instagram. Instagram is different than Twitter, and Twitter is different than TikTok. And which one do you want to use? Because you really need to look at the group that you're trying to target. So has that been a part of this conversation to get them educated and up to speed to be able to utilize it to its fullest potential?
Oh, sure. That's something that we've been encouraging for years. We've been encouraging them to get that started and consult with professionals, and we're lucky to have one in-house. So we try to get them to lean on him as much as possible.
Kelly Woodley with us. She is the property manager over at the Orchard Mall, joining us today on the Oakland County MegaCast. Kelly, you mentioned a little bit earlier about an event that you're participating in with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, their upcoming Vibe event. Are there other events and activities that may be coming up also at the Orchard Mall in the near future?
So that's a tricky subject for us this year. We typically put on tons of events in the fourth quarter of the year. We have usually we would have a big Halloween event, and we would have breakfast with Santa and a Hanukkah event. And we're not doing those this year. We really want to be a leader in promoting the social distancing, and health and safety just have to come first this year. So we are participating in a number of virtual events or sponsorships that don't require face-to-face contact in such large groups. So we're also partnering with West Bloomfield Parks and West Bloomfield Township for the Veterans event this year, which will be another virtual event, really great event. And, you know, Parks and Rec does a really great job, and they've done a great job throughout the pandemic of doing drive-up events where, you know, people would typically come to an event, but here they come and they pick up the supplies, and then maybe it's a do-it-from-home type thing. And so this year for the Veterans Day breakfast, they'll drive up and they'll pick up their breakfast and pick up a little gift bag that's being put together. And we're working with Civic Center TV to broadcast the event this year. So it'll be different than our traditional event calendar, but we're still finding ways to connect with our community too, because the community is something that's very, very important to us.
Everyone is having to change how they normally would do something. And I wonder, when it comes to the virtual events, are they successful? Are they worth the time that's put in to figuring out how to even put it out there and how to operate it? Are enough people tuning in to make it successful?
I think so. I think so many people are spending so much time at home that they're looking for those things. And I think you're right. It can be a lot of work to put some of those things together, but I think there is an audience and people are looking for things to do. And I'm glad that we can help provide that.
Kelly Woodley with us from the Orchard Mall, joining us today on the Oakland County MegaCast. The Orchard Mall, also our Facebook partner today, joining us on the broadcast. We thank you for tuning in on the Orchard Mall's Facebook page, and encourage you, if you are just going there for the first time, give them a like as well. Kelly, just a few more minutes with you before we have to let you go. Anything else that you'd like to discuss today with us, or any other information or news we should know about the Orchard Mall?
Some exciting news that Tapper's Diamonds and Fine Jewelry, they finished a brand new renovated showroom at the mall. That was a long time coming, and I think doing construction during a pandemic could be a little scary. So I'd love to welcome everyone to come over and take a look at their beautiful showroom. It turned out really, really nice. And then I also just would like to thank everyone that has shopped at the mall or ordered carry out, and your support for these small business owners is very important, and that's what keeps them going. So I have to encourage you to please continue to shop local and to think of them. They're certainly thinking of you, and there's plenty of ways to connect. So you can find most of our business owners on Facebook, Instagram. They have websites, and you know, it's now fall and the holidays are coming. The holidays will be different this year, but Orchard Mall is here for you. So I just want to welcome everyone back and let you know we're keeping everything safe and healthy, and we're happy to be able to see everyone.
Kelly, speaking of keeping people safe, I'm noticing in your background the Clorox wipes. I'm like, you must have a hookup or a connection, or you get up like super early in the morning, because I have not seen Clorox wipes in a store in months. So how much are you selling that for?
We can talk later. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But we always appreciate having you on the show. It's great to talk to you and all of the owners and shop owners over there at Orchard Mall. Small shops like this are so important to our communities. So we're really hoping that a lot of them are able to survive and keep their doors open. It looks like we're going to be in this for another few months at least, up to 6 months, and then even after a vaccine, COVID's still going to be around. So let's just hope that everyone pays support to our local stores, and thank you for all that you're doing over there to get the word out about the stores and what's happening. It's great. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks again for having me back.